Here's how to balance high school and weightlifting at the same time. As a teenager in high school myself, I understand how difficult it is to balance all of your assignments and all of the workload, also while trying to take weightlifting seriously after school. So in this video, I'm going to break down how you can balance both to make sure you make some crazy progress in the gym while still being able to get good grades in school. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around and listen to all of the tips in this video because I really think I can help you out. Okay, so the first thing is you want to get your priorities in order. If you want to be some straight A-star student and you need to study 6 hours a day after school, you have tuition class, I don't know what kind of family you're from, but maybe you're one of these kids, it's really going to be hard for you to balance weightlifting with this, so you're going to have to prioritize. I take school seriously and I get some pretty good grades, but I'm not trying to, be the best of the best, the type of student that studies for hours after school, does all the practice materials, because that's not me personally, and that's how I manage to balance it with weightlifting. However, if you're the type of guy or student or whatever that's trying to get the best grades in the country, then maybe this isn't for you, because realistically you can't balance both full time. But if you're willing to sacrifice some time and you're not the type of guy that's studying for hours and hours after school, then this is definitely possible for you to balance both. So now that you know that, let's get into the next thing. And by the way, if you're a skinny guy in high school and you're really sick of just not seeing the progress that you want in the gym, check out the top link in the description where you can get my full program to transform your physique from skinny to jacked in just 90 days. Go check that out right now. Let's get back to the video. So the first practical tip is to dedicate 2 hours to the gym every single day. Which means, let's say if you time block your day, which is you put which activity you're doing every single hour of the day, or you have a calendar where you write down what you're doing in the day, you want to dedicate 2 hours to the gym. This is 2 hours to get ready, go to the gym, hit a workout, maybe stretch afterwards, recover a bit, and then come home. 2 hours is plenty, but it's also not, you could spend longer, you could spend 3-4 hours recovering after the gym, getting some food, going to the sauna. But I think 2 hours, especially on a school day, is pretty sufficient. So if you just block out a 2-hour period in your schedule every single day, that's good enough to get all of your good workouts done and make sure that you can recover well and you're not overly spending time in the gym. Because realistically, if you're like me, you could spend hours and hours in the gym. But by capping it at 2 hours, you're making sure that you still have time to do your schoolwork and whatever other priorities you have in your life. So just make sure that if you're planning your day, you block out 2 hours a day for the gym, and that's a non-negotiable. And then you can work out everything else around that. If you want to go to like a math class later on in the evening, you can do that too. But just make sure that you have this 2 hours blocked out to be weightlifting in the gym. The next thing is you need to be able to get at least 8 hours of sleep per night. I know that it's hard when you have a lot of assignments, and I definitely don't always get enough sleep, but I'm really trying to make a conscious effort to get more of it. Because when you sleep is when your muscles are recovering and you're actually seeing the progress. Because if you remember, in the gym, it's when you're stripping down your muscles, you're actually making them weaker. But it's so then they can grow back stronger. But you only grow back stronger while you're asleep, while you're recovering, while you're resting. So if you're not getting at least 8 hours of sleep per night, which is what you really need, especially as a younger guy, then you're not going to be able to recover effectively and build all of the muscle that you're working hard in the gym to get. So no matter how hard your assignments are, don't procrastinate and leave them towards the end of the day, which is what I've sometimes done. And this means that you have to stay up late, you don't get enough sleep, you won't perform well in school the next day, but also you won't be able to get the maximum gains from all of the workouts that you're hitting. So this brings me to my next point. My next point is that you should get your schoolwork done in the mornings. So let me explain. Let's say you go to bed at 9 o'clock. And you wake up at 5 a.m. You've gotten your 8 hours of sleep, but now it's time to do your studying. There's not really much else you can do in the mornings. Yes, I could tell you to go to the gym, but I just think it's better to do it later on in the day after you've been to school. And in the mornings, that's when you can do your studying. That's where you can get your worksheets done, your assignments done. You're more focused in the morning, it's a proven thing. Your productivity is higher, you're more focused, and you'll just get the work done easily and quickly. You won't be procrastinating at 5 a.m. in the morning, trust me. So you wake up early, get all your schoolwork done. And then later on in the evening after school, you won't have so much stuff to do. Yes, you might still have the odd task to do every once in a while. But if you can do the majority of your work before school in the mornings, then that means that after school, you don't need to worry about all of that. And you can just focus on hitting the gym, maybe doing a few little tasks you have to do on your laptop or however your school works. And then you can focus on the other things that you're more interested in. And also you could use your break times at school instead of running around or whatever else, because you're going to go to the gym later, you might go on the treadmill or whatever else. So you can use these break times to do your studying as well. Whatever works for you. It depends on how much work you have, how far you're along in high school, but If you only have a bit of work, try and get it done in the mornings or in school. Really pay attention in class and make sure you get all the work done there so you don't need to push it later on in your day and you have to work at home. Because this is when you'll end up skipping workouts, not working out as hard and being distracted and tired, which means you'll perform worse in school, build less muscle, and it's just not great in general. So try and get your work done before school or during school so you can keep the most amount of hours after school free to focus on the things that you want to do, like weightlifting. So if you follow all of the tips in this video, you'll be able to balance all your schoolwork, all of the workload that comes along with being a student in high school, along with weightlifting. So you don't sacrifice on any progress, can make more gains than any of your other classmates while still performing well in school. And if you want the super quick step-by-step 90-day system to transform your physique from skinny to jacked, then you can check out the top link in the description, where you get my full program which gives you absolutely everything you need. The full video course, workout run through, meal plans, eating plans, everything that you need to be able to work out hard, recover even faster, and make sure you make the most amount of progress and you completely transform your physique in just 90 days. Then check out the top link in the description because I think it is the perfect thing for you. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.